So let's talk about the energy enhancers first. And now this is the first patch that I used. And at that time, I was still suffering a lot from fatigue. So doing any work in front of the computer, I was exhausted after about 30 minutes, all that electromagnetic radiation coming at me. I had laundry that hadn't been done. I had dishes in the sink. And at the time I'd separated, so I was alone. And I knew something was happening in a positive way when I started using these on a regular basis. Now, originally I used it for skating and it really helped me. And in fact, I won my first international gold medal representing the US in Germany. Within 2 weeks of using these patches, and I gotta tell you, that was like the best performance I'd ever had up to that point. And it was magical. And I thought, I love these patches. I love them. I love them. I love them. So when I went home, I listened to a few webinars and realized, oh my gosh, I should be using these regularly. So I started using them every other day and then daily, and noticed that not only was my skating getting better, but I noticed that I was able to sit in front of the computer and do work longer and longer. And of course, now I can work 8 hours in front of the computer, which probably isn't that healthy. But anyway, but I have no tiredness at all working in front of the computer. And I noticed that I was doing the dishes and doing the laundry, and I wanted to do those things. When you're sick, you just don't feel like doing any chores because you can barely function. But when you want to do chores, that's when you know you have excess energy. Is that cool or what? So the Energy Enhancer patches comes in two patches. It's a white and a tan, and the white goes on the right side of the body and the tan goes on the left side of the body. And basically it helps the body produce energy through ATP, no caffeine, no stimulants. Sometimes acupuncturists are concerned like, oh my gosh, you're going to stimulate the body and tire it out. No, 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 it's the opposite. This helps you burn fat more efficiently and your mitochondria to work better to produce ATP, so you're actually charging your battery, not draining it like you are when you're drinking things with caffeine or guarana or any other stimulants for that matter. So it's wonderful because it gives you stable energy, not the highs of caffeine. So if you're interested in a high, like, like being buzzed, it's not going to give you that. Some people, when they first use it, they don't feel anything, except that they've done a lot more work that day and they didn't get sleepy after lunch and they didn't have to have a nap. So don't be surprised if you don't feel anything unless you do exercise. Now, of course, we've done a lot of studies in LifeWave on athletes, and you can check yourself before and after patching how many push-ups you can do. And for most people, it's about 45% more. So this is a meridian analysis of one of my friends, Dan, and these are all the different meridians in the body, and you want to be as close to this line as possible for absolute balance. So as you can see, he has some red here is before patching. He has some blue, which is deficiency. So this is too much energy in a meridian, and this is too little energy in the meridian. And then after about 5 or 6 minutes of patching, you notice that the balance in all the meridians has actually improved. So you see much less red, much less blue, and that's only after 5 minutes. Can you imagine doing this on a regular basis? That'd be really cool, right? So some of the things that we've done in LifeWave that's really exciting is the Olympics. So LifeWave has supported several Olympians, well, I should say several hundreds of Olympians over several Olympics. And in fact, I know the number for Beijing. The Beijing Olympics were, I think, 300 athletes had patches. And some of them, obviously didn't want to advertise they had patches on. But it's interesting. I think the discus player took his shirt off, I think, in one of those YouTube videos after he won the gold medal, and you can clearly see either energy or ice wave patches on his back. So that was really, really cool. Now here's Aaron. Aaron Pack I've met, and actually a lot of the winter athletes train here in Lake Placid. So Aaron is one of the LifeWave Olympians. She actually got a bronze medal at the Olympics, and this was the first time our women's bobsled team did so well at the Olympics. So I was so proud and happy for Erin. She's such a sweetheart. And I've interviewed many of them as well in the bobsled team because I've trained some of them in how to use the LifeWave. So she was a great example of how life can really help. And she had some injuries, and so it really helped her with the injuries.